The sun comes down and the lights go on here in Martinsville Speedway tonight for race 9 of 36 for the running of the Martinsville 500. Last week at Bristol, Dale Jarrett led the most laps, but unfortunately a poor caution ended up trapping him a lap at the back of the pack and managed to salvage a 22nd place finish. Heading to Martinsville Speedway tonight for the first night race this season. 125 laps on tap tonight. And then on Saturday night will be the Pontiac Excitement 400. And then 5 night races in the next 6 weeks. Obviously, this is the first opportunity to see your fan-made custom design, which will be a Buffalo Bills-themed race car running at Talladega. Again, the races, before we go in here tonight, the races that will have opportunities for fan-made paint schemes will be Aaron's 499 at Talladega, Keystone State 500 at Pocono, Brickyard 400 at Kansas, Motor City 400 at Michigan, Pepsi 400 at Daytona, or the California 500 at California Speedway. Those are the opportunities. You see Kevin Harvick, winner at Bristol, kind of surprised everybody. So going to a short track, first time at night. Let's go. Martinsville Speedway is the smallest racetrack on the NASCAR Winston Cup circuits with a point, basically it's paperclip shape and 12 degrees of banking in the corners, believe it or not. This place will challenge drivers and will raise people's blood pressure probably more so than Bristol, I think. So winner's purse will be $154,000. Seating capacity will be at about 91,000 tonight. And the very first race that was at this racetrack was all the way back in 1956. The track record on the screen was set back in September of 2000 by Tony Stewart. The U.S. president during this time we had a presidential election the year the first NASCAR race was run at Martinsville between Dwight D. Eisenhower and Richard Nixon for the Republican Party. Dwight D. Eisenhower defeated the Democratic Governor Adai E. Stevenson of Illinois in 1956, for those of you who pay attention to politics. Enough politics. Let's do some negotiating around a paperclip. Qualifying here in track position is basically essential to winning here at Martinsville because these are some tight corners and 2 drag strips. That's Martinsville. So you want to come to the green flag at about 102 miles an hour and then hard on the brakes into turn 1. Keep that car right on the yellow curb and then bring the car out towards turn 2, towards the wall here on the backstretch, and then down on the brakes again in turn 3. Then back towards the wall in turn 4. That should bring us last place Oh boy. Well, here's MRN's Joe Moore and Barney Hall.
Welcome to the MRN presentation of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing here at Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia. Barney, these pit crews will be busy all race long. Martinsville is known for great fender-to-fender racing. Drivers work the brakes hard at this racetrack. It's like two drag strips with short turns. The wear and tear these cars take from the track is bad enough. Then add in some good old beating and banging with other cars. Now that's stock car racing, baby. Steve Park has been struggling in his qualifying runs this year. Makes it tough to get a good finish when you start in the back. Even if you have a fast car, you still spend the whole race working through the traffic. You always have to be on the lookout for the big one. Jeff Green is looking to maintain his top 10 average finish at the short tracks this year. There isn't any doubt in my mind he's going to be a factor again in this race. His success on these short tracks is unbelievable. The 121 car will start this race a little farther back than he's used to. Yeah, he's definitely not used to having to pick through traffic so early in the race. This could make it an exciting race for him, or it could be disastrous. You just never know when you start in the back. Gentlemen, start your engine.
Tony Stewart brought a night-themed paint scheme to this race.
Here's the starting lineup for the race.
And here's the lineup.
Starting out front are the Sprint Dodge and the Kellogg Chevrolet. Starting in row 2 will be the Lowe Chevrolet and the Square D Chevrolet. In row 3 are the Singular Wireless Chevrolet and the Van Racing Dodge. In row 4 are the Type Ford and the 98 car. Rounding out the top 10 starting spots are the
Couple of them.
16 car and the Home Depot Pontiac. The 6th row has the 23 car and the Interstate Batteries Pontiac. In row 7 are the 88 car and the Dale Jr. Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 8 are the Caterpillar Dodge and the Citgo Ford. And in row 9 are the 27 car and the Cheerios Dodge. Starting in row 10 will be the Sirius Satellite Radio Dodge and the Team Rusted Ford. Mark Martin, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will begin the race from the middle of the field. The 12th row has the 1 car and the GM Goodrich Service Plus Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 13 will be the Dodge dealer's UAW Dodge and the 41 car. In row 14 we have the America Online Chevrolet and the Program Ford. Starting from row 15 will be the Ganassi Racing Dodge and the Dodge dealer's UAW Dodge. In the 16th row are the Kodak Chevrolet and the 26 car. In the 17th row are the Avalon Ford and the UAW Delphi Chevrolet. In the 18th row are the 46 car and the M&M's Pontiac. Starting the race from row 19 are the DeWalt Power Tools Ford and the 97 car. The 20th row has the Valvoline Pontiac and the Hotel Ford. Starting the race from row 21 will be the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet and the 63 car. And finally, starting from the rear of the field will be the 121 car.
So you see the starting lineup. Bit of a shocker to see Kyle Petty qualify in the front row here at Martinsville. 125 laps will be on tap tonight. So, a couple different paint schemes in the field. Tony Stewart bringing a Snoopy paint scheme to the starting 10th tonight. Bobby Labonte will bring his 2001 primary to this race. So, here we go. 125 laps. Unfortunately, you saw a little moment ago. We start last. This ought to be fun. Pace car is off. Kyle Petty on the pole. Green flag is out at Martinsville. Kyle Petty leads the first lap by the looks of it. Jimmy Johnson is in second. We're already bull rushing our way through this field. Already a lot of damage to our front bumper after smashing into Michael Waltrip and Johnny Benson before we got to turn one. This ought to be a fun race tonight. You can see we're running an inverted version of Dale Sr.'s tribute paint scheme. It is GM Goodwrench Plus Chevrolet. We'll be switching to an entirely different design for Talladega. Obviously, because of the fan-suggested paint scheme awards. You have 5 more opportunities, so I might add a couple more. Add maybe 1 or 2 more, but that's it. Other than that, you're going to see a lot of Dale Sr. style paint schemes this year. And within 5 laps, I've basically bullied my way up to 19th, knocking cars out of the way in 5 laps. Bobby Labonte falls to 15th already. Trying to get by him. It's by Nemechek. Dylan Murray will edge Labonte out of the way. And 6 laps will be led for the first time tonight. And Dylan Murray, within a span of 7 laps, has passed 30 cars. Dylan Murray trying to... Whoa! Sean Robinson just punches the wall. Oh, Wimmer getting a little aggressive here. Oh. And, Sean Robinson into the wall. Caution is out. First caution of the night. You'll see a lot of that tonight, I think. Oh, wow. First DNF of the night for Sean Robinson. This could be a lot of cautions or maybe a lot of attrition. So it'll be a game of survival and attrition, I think, tonight. $10 laps, 12 laps. We'll be restarting on lap 13 here at Martinsville. Kyle Petty has led all 12 laps. The caution already has come out again. So not even before they came to turn 2. Green flag. Dylan Murray is past Stewart and Jarrett coming off of turn 2. See how he does settling out the rest of the field. Punches Casey Kane out of the way. 98. Meanwhile, out front, Kyle Petty continues to dominate early on here at Martinsville. Very kind of shocking to see him qualify up front earlier today. He said he's got a fast car and very confident, and many people thought the spirit of Adam Petty, was going to ride with him tonight. So Norway will look under Terry Labonte for 5th, get into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Remember back to NASCAR Inside Line, in the first race, there was a lot of almost 18 caution flags. We've had 2 at the start of this race. That could be a good sign for what to come, or really bad sign for what's to come. Dylan Murray has moved past Craven for 4th. Whoa, going to pull to the right there. So after that brief little hiccup, Dylan Murray has settled down and is looking to pull away from the field. Petty, Johnson, Gordon, the top 3. Robbie Gordon, anyway. Jeff Gordon's still in the middle of the group, middle of the pack. So Dylan Murray and Ricky Craven trying to battle for 4th. Craven sticking his nose in there. And Craven into the wall. Caution comes out. 3rd yellow of the night. Oh, ends up collecting. Wow. Hamilton, Ward Burton. So 3rd yellow of the night. Already we're getting a little chippy here. And already a little bit of a chippy start here at Martinsville. Robbie Gordon under attack from Jimmy Johnson for 2nd. Terry Labonte moves to the inside. And then Dylan Murray gives Labonte a shot and then moves past him. Kyle Petty, Robbie Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, top 3. Kyle Petty has led the first 29 laps of this race, about to lead lap 30, unless Robbie Gordon can do something about it. A little bit of contact with Jimmy Johnson. Again, you thought Bristol was nutty? See how low these cars are. Dylan Murray just made it in the corner in front of Jimmy Johnson. Somehow didn't wreck. Back out. Looks like Dylan Murray is going to get to the bumper of Robbie Gordon. He could take the lead here from Petty. Barely in the corner. Had to use Robbie Gordon as a bank board. So now Dylan Murway and Kyle Petty are up front, left to fight for the lead, and Dylan will take it without minimal hesitation. Petty leads. Here comes Robbie Gordon. Still neck and neck here for the lead. Gordon sticks his nose in there and loses all three spots there. And Gordon leads. Johnson gets to the bumper of Robbie Gordon, 3 wide off the corner. And Dylan will take the spot without any hesitation as they dive into turn 1. Top 5, Murway, Gordon, Johnson, Petty, and Labonte, and Robbie Gordon wants that lead. And, another contact. Another caution here. Robbie Gordon smacks the wall. And Johnson
Barely edges out Dylan at the caution flag.
So, second caution of the night. And it looks like they're already at some cars a lap down. Whoa. Bobby Hamilton ended up with the lead out of all this. Question is, will we see cars pitting? Somehow we haven't. So let's look at the top 5 out of all this. Wow. Some glitch happened where only 2 cars are on the lead lap. That's weird. 2 cars are on the lead lap right now. As we look through the rest of the field, everybody else is a lap down or more. And we haven't even gotten to halfway. And there could be a debris caution here in the next lap or so from Bobby Hamilton. He's got all the damage on his bumper. You got Park, Atwood, Gordon, and Wallace battling for the lead. Hamilton smacks the wall, and Dylan Murway is back out front. Number 43 on the board. Dylan Murway trying to do everything he can to keep Hamilton behind him. Junior smacks the wall. Look at all the hood damage, though, off that 121 car. And I mean, there is a ton of hood damage. Everybody is still fighting to get back on the lead lap, except for Dylan Murway and Bobby Hamilton, who are basically left to fight for themselves. So we got 2 damaged cars battling for the race lead, and somehow they kept it going. And Burton smacks the wall. Another caution flag. And we haven't even gotten to halfway yet. Which is lap 60. Well, we're halfway on field, but not halfway in the race. So there's a pileup at the caution. Burton smacks the wall. Harvick runs into the back of... It looks like... Was that Jimmy Johnson who ran into him? Wow. Take a look at who that took out. So Hamilton's out. everybody, well, probably about 5 cars get back on the lead lap. And then everybody else is a lap down or more, with the exception of Shauna Robinson. There's going to be someone has to pit. I mean, with all the cars that somehow were lapped, Dylan Murway will make his way to pit road. So, yeah, things shake out. Dylan Murray will end up 6th for the restart. Okay. Yeah, 6th. 6th, tail end of the longest line, green flag. You know, by the way, we're not, with Dylan Murray pitting, when will green flag pit stop start? Curious to see how that shakes out. So, meanwhile, up front, Casey Atwood leads, by the way, with Steve Park, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, and Kyle Petty the top 5. Only 6 cars on the lead lap as of right now, which the way this race somehow has gone, that could be interesting to see how that shakes out. Already we've had multiple yellows. The record in a NASCAR Winston Cup race is 22, set at Charlotte in 2005. On here, my record has been 16. And we're about to have one here. Mayfield is around. And ends up collecting Kurt Busch. Hammers runs into him. And the yellow will come out again. They got yellow fever, and the vaccination is a green flag run. So, see how that shakes out. Green flag. Rusty Wallace is the leader, by the way. Casey Atwood, Jeff Gordon, Steve Park, and Kyle Petty are the top 5. Illinois forces his way past a couple cars. Splits Casey Atwood in the lap car. Jimmy Johnson through wide. The only car in front of him is Rusty Wallace, the lead here at Martinsville. You're going to have to see somebody pit. Illinois forces his way past Rusty and the 29 Harvick. And Dylan Murway is your new leader here at Martinsville. He's all over the back of Junior. Harvick comes to pit road. And so do it look like a whole gag of others. So this means traffic could be an issue. Oh, no, one car on pit road. There's another car making its way down. That is Sterling Marlin, who makes it down cleanly. There could be a few more cars making their way down now, by the looks of it. Some of the lap cars that had to pit after all those yellows. So we're going to have to see a lot of... Now, if a caution were to come out, that'll really shake things up. Rusty Wallace is a little over a second back from Dylan Murway, the race leader. There is a car that is blowing up. Looks like it's a red and black car. Let's see who that was smoking. Looks like that might join Bobby Hamilton in the garage. The car that was smoking on the racetrack. Seems like more cars begin to trickle their way in pit road. Lap cars of Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmy Johnson are used to hold up the two of Rusty Wallace. Shane Hall is on pit road. And Junior smacks the wall. Caution flag is out yet again. Just, wow, another hit. How many yellows has this been tonight? I think that's been, 8? So pace car is off. Green flag is back into the air. Rusty Wallace smacks into the wall. Jimmy Johnson smacks into each other. And Andretti, everyone seems to get out of it. Here comes Rusty on the inside. He's in the middle. Earnhardt Jr. forces it 3 wide, and around goes Jr. Caution is back out. Again. What is going on tonight? 32 minutes in, we've already got, I don't know, how many cautions? That's twice Junior's been spun around. Pace car is off. Green flag. Hopefully we can get some racing in tonight. Cars beginning to check up behind. Doesn't look like that seems to be anything major go on. Johnson hops the curb. And here comes Rusty to take the lead. And that will allow Dylan to pedal in. Maybe he'll cross under Rusty, run him into the wall. And Andretti and John Andretti and Jimmy Johnson will get on the lead lap. They're still bunching up. Now Mark Martin and Dale Jarrett getting on the lead lap. Several more cars getting their laps back. They're still bunching up behind. Stewart still is trying to fight for his. Stewart smacks the wall. And that will be another yellow flag. Wow. The yellows keep on piling up. Pinball here in turn 1. Terry Labonte gets his lap back. Dylan Murway banging off the side of Earnhardt Jr. Here comes Rusty Wallace. Trying to look for a spot. Gets back in line. Dylan Murway getting real chippy with Earnhardt Jr. Earnhardt Jr. gets behind him. Rusty up the racetrack. Murway takes the lead. Contact with Rudd. Murway up the racetrack trying to do everything he can. Let's look at the race stats, huh? So Dylan Murway leads. Rusty Wallace is second. Jeff Gordon is third. Casey Atwood fourth. Steve Park fifth. Amy Johnson sixth. John Andretti seventh. Mark Martin eighth. Dale Jarrett ninth. And Greg Biffle 10th. Look on through the rest of the field. 12 cars are on the lead lap. Everybody else 1 lap down. Three cars have fallen out of the race. Bobby Labonte has crashed. Shauna Robinson crashed. And Kyle Petty fell out due to an engine issue. He was the car that was smoking getting into pit lane. So, those are the cars, way things are running. Kevin Harvick got shuffled back to 39th. Dylan Murray trying his best to keep everybody behind. Rudd all the way up 3 lanes. They're 3 wide behind him. Rusty Wallace has somehow found an opening through all this. Rudd towards the back of the side of the 121. And Rusty Wallace will take the lead. He's using everybody up tonight. Equally. Equal the love. Rusty up the racetrack, smacks the wall. Here comes Bobby Labonte to get his lap back. Still attempting to mix things up. And Labonte almost hits the barrier. Gets his lap back. Gordon gets tipped into Park. And Steve Park will go around. And it looks like he collected another car. It's Kenseth. He takes Kenseth out. So that'll be probably the 11th caution of the night. Most we've had here was 20. Wow, Craven with a lot of damage. Wonder what that was about. Jeff Gordon is now the race leader. With Rusty Wallace, John Andretti, Dylan Murway, and Dale Jarrett in the top 5. Wow. Jeff Gordon leads, Rusty Wallace second. Where have we seen this before? Especially at Bristol. Only difference, Craven. He's got a lot of damage between him. So Craven hits the wall. He looks to get out of the way. No major issues there. Dylan almost wrecks going into turn 1. And Wimmer into the wall. They'll race it to the line. And that will be yellow flag number 12. Ow. That was a hit. I think Wimmer's dead. Yeah. Those barrels been getting a workout tonight. It's a wonder. They'll probably have to get a spa day here next week. Damage on Craven's car could lead to a caution. Kenseth hits the wall. Dylan way up the racetrack. 4 wide. Somehow they seem to settle down. Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace are the race leaders. John Andretti, Dylan Murway fight for third. Boy, Petty Enterprises had a solid night tonight. Petty started on the pole, but unfortunately fell out due to engine issues. And John Andretti is in shape to possibly score a top 5 finish if things hold out. Kenseth with all that damage. He's still lapped down. He got collected by Park. And Kenseth gets into McMurray. No yellow there. Andretti's still fighting for fourth. Or third on Dylan Murway. Dale Jarrett's 3 seconds back in fifth. Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace fight for the lead. And the race here late. Or in this case, very late. Here at Martinsville. Green flag at 9 o'clock. The way this race has been, it's spilling into the next day. And Kenseth will go around and get hit. No caution. Went right into the path of Dale Jarrett. Pretty much everybody in this field's got some kind of damage. Ow. Damage on McMurray's car from earlier. Ooh, that's a hit. Green flag. Somehow there isn't hood damage to the 121 car after all this. Somehow parts haven't fallen out to create a couple more. I don't know how many cautions at this point. How many more? Because look at all the damage. First, the entire on this map, the entire front of this car is demolished because Dylan's been starting last to first. He's been using it as a snowplow. Robbie Gordon gets stuck in front of him. And wow, compared to Bristol was a ton of yellows, but was relatively clean for the most part. I mean, it had 7. This race has just been yellow fever after yellow fever after yellow fever. A lot of crashing. The only vaccination to that is green flag racing. Good thing we go from the smallest there to another short track at Richmond, which will be the next Noble 5 race. So the top 5 drivers from Las Vegas, so Dale Jarrett will obviously be included in that list, will be able to fight for $1 million at Richmond as well to one of the top 5 drivers from Vegas plus one lucky fan will be able to have the right to fight for $1 million. Saturday night. So Murray slamming on the brakes. Two laps to go. I'm sorry, 3. Sorry, 21 to go at this time. Andretti up the racetrack. He smacks the wall. Somehow no yellow there. Passed by a couple lap cars, so this leaves while Dylan's been fighting with Andretti and a ton of other lap cars. That has allowed Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace to basically fight for the win at will. And McMurray will smack the wall, another yellow. And that should get us pretty close to the record. Wow. Another yellow. Oh, wow. Smacks the wall again. So, pace car is off. Green flag. And Robbie Gordon bouncing into Elliott Sadler. Dale Jarrett 4 wide. Jarrett gets into the wall and into Dylan Murway. No caution there. And Jarrett hits the wall, and that will be another caution flag. Wow, hard hit. Hopefully after that, things start to settle down. Green flag. Jeff Gordon leads him down with Rusty Wallace, Dylan Murway, John Andretti, and Mark Martin in the top 5. I think there's got to be at least one more car that falls out of the race after all that damage and all the fighting that's gone on in this race. Because after this, we get to the 10 to go rule, which means every single lap car that's been messing with the leaders tonight will have to restart at the tail end of the longest line no matter what. So that means their race is pretty much over compared to having to restart with the leaders, a chance to get their lap back. Dylan Murway gets by Rusty. And Skinner goes up the racetrack. Dylan takes the lead back. Rusty takes it back. We're way up the racetrack. Goes to the side of Sadler. Nine to go. Low on fuel going into turn 3. Look, honestly though, look at all the damage and how that hasn't been at least a couple degree cautions tonight. The hood's about to come off this car. Pretty much the entire diagram is bright red. He's missing his left front fender, and the left rear has heavy damage. Everything else is moderate damage. The only thing that isn't damaged is the roof because he hasn't been upside down. If that hasn't completed the average night at Martinsville, I don't know what will. Robbie Gordon still frustrating Jeff Gordon here. Dylan gets in, moves Rusty up the track, puts Rusty in the wall here with 6 to go. And here comes Dylan Murway to try and take the lead back. Can he get to him? This could be a Hail Mary move. Can Dylan Murway get to Jeff Gordon here in the next 5 laps? For the first driver in Martinsville to come from last to first here and win. Dylan Murway trying to look. He gets into Gordon. Still neck and neck. You're off 2. Gordon will get the spot. Jeff Gordon. Robbie Gordon still hangs out front. Gordon left the bottom wide open. Really don't know why he did that. Gordon luckily tries to look low. 3 to go. Gordon trying to take the spot. Dylan, wow, he's smoking them tires bad. He's way up the racetrack. Gordon takes the lead off 2. Dylan Murway bounces into Jeff Gordon here with 2 to go. He's going to have to hit the bumper. And I bet you the way Dylan's been racing, he's probably going to want to get away from Gordon. Because they keep mixing it up. Here comes Rusty Wallace. Dylan sticks it under Gordon. Up the track he goes. Can he take the lead at the white? He does. White flag at Martinsville. In a race that has seemingly gone on forever, Gordon comes back, and we got a nice little thriller here. Gordon comes in, moves him up the hill. Here comes Rusty. Could be 3 wide here off the corner, and Dylan Murway will win at Martinsville. Great run for John Andretti tonight. Greg Biffle ends up 7th.
The race came down to the wire with a very close finish. You know, you've seen a great race when it gets to the last lap and you still have no idea who's going to win. And the 121 car truly dominated this race. Well, the credit will go to that entire team. They've been working hard all week to give the driver the fastest car possible. Boy, was it fast. Absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, we're out of time for now. Thanks for joining us. So long. We'll see you next week at the Richmond International Raceway.
All right. 2 straight night races. 3rd win of the season for Dylan Murway. Third win of the season after what has been a bit of a rough start. This season, he's going into Richmond on Saturday night. That means, oh boy. Let's look at the unofficial results. 14 caution flags tonight. And the average speed of 53 miles an hour, 15 lead changes among 7 drivers. The race takes a little over an hour. The average speed of 53 miles an hour. So, 53 miles an hour. Dylan Murway bags $154,000. 14 flat caution flags, 32 laps, 15 lead changes. Margin of victory, 0.2 of a second. So, with the rest, Dylan Murway wins tonight at Martinsville. Rusty Wallace ends up 2nd. Jeff Gordon 3rd. John Andretti 4th. Mark Martin 5th. Earnhardt Jr. 6th. Greg Biffle 7th. Jimmy Johnson 8th. Steve Park 9th. And Bobby Labonte 10th. For the rest of the field, Casey Atwood with a nice run tonight. Craven with a good run. For the rest of the pack, Jimmy Spencer 19th. Robbie Gordon 22nd after all this. Tony Stewart with that nice Snoopy paint scheme. Unfortunately, Snoopy's doghouse got a little wrecked in the tornado. It could be rest of the lineup. Ryan Newman with a tough run tonight. And looking for the rest of the field. Looks like, for the most part, everybody finished the race. Kevin Harvick ended up 2 laps down. Shane Hall 3 down. And then Kyle Petty had a tough go, leading 32 laps, ended up finishing 41st. And then Bobby Hamilton led 4 laps, ends up 42nd. And then Shauna Robinson had an early vacation out of Martinsville tonight. Dylan Murway still keeps his perch as the highest driver in the playoffs right now in terms of wins when the playoffs start at Darlington. So let's take a look at the standings. So Dylan Murway creeps up to the top 10 in the regular season standings. Rusty Wallace closes the gap. Jeff Gordon, 9th in points. Obviously, he has his win. So, pull award. Kyle Petty won the Budweiser pull award. Jeff Gordon led the most laps. Dylan Murway passed the most cars. Jimmy Johnson had the best lap. Dylan Murway was the best rookie in the race, adding another $2,000. And then Casey Atwood led the most laps. Dylan Murway continues to pad his lead over Jimmy Johnson in the Rookie of the Year battle. So we can add 7 drivers to the list of people who have won the poll. Next race in the Winston Noble 5 will be at Richmond Saturday night. Check the time. That'll be, that is at 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm sorry. It'll be at 8 o'clock Saturday night. Chevrolet is a 5-point lead over Ford. And Jeff Gordon actually passed the Dale Jarrett in most laps led. So, Saturday night, tune in to Richmond.